Finally, the omega trying to get into the TCS is going to be as difficult as the sigma. Whereas the sigma is wanted in the group, but does not enjoy it, the omega may not be wanted in it at all, unless the group itself is primarily omega. Now, what is clear about sigma, omegas is that they want anarchy and complaint. And anarchy, that happens outside of hierarchy, and they want to break the hierarchy and not replace it with anything superior. They want to complain with a sense of injustice, and they will get away with lots of complaint due to a perception of powerlessness. That's People can mistake omegas for betas and vice versa, but betas live in hierarchy and they want safety and comfort. They like the system or the group to a certain extent how it is. And another major thing is they're able to conform to rules, and they're able to have a certain degree of appreciation towards alphas. What happens if an omega finds themselves in a beta position in TCS is they will be intensely complaining about what is or is not wrong with the group. You see, because if one is in love with complaining, what happens is this. You can have bad things happen to their complaint. You can have good things happen to their complaint. Follow what I'm saying? It could be being complained about just because it's traditional, just because it's annoying in some way. So the omega will then be the harshest critic of the alphas. And alphas are usually capable of the soft correction of beta behavior. And a lot of pity toward omegas. That's another reason omegas become involved with TCS groups, is just that they're alphas, soft-hearted, especially feeling guardians, who think that the omega needs a chance, needs a friend, needs someone to look out for them. And to a certain extent they do. But remember that, what's the old saying? You can take the man out of the jungle, you can't take the jungle out of the man. There is something inside. You could say that it's all societal injustice that makes someone their personality, but I think that it's at least 50% what's inside of you. That there's something omega inside of an omega. There's something beta inside of a beta. There's something alpha inside of an alpha. There's something sigma inside of a sigma. So that, just as you have a sigma and an alpha position having a lot of conflict because they don't want to be the one idea person, they don't want the alpha, but there's only two positions in most social groups, the beta and the alpha. And then there's conflict between the sigma and the betas over that topic. Like, why am I doing so much? And like, why are you complaining? That's how things are supposed to be. We're the betas. You're supposed to do everything to make us feel comfortable and safe. And the alpha says yes, and the sigma says, what are you saying? In a similar fashion, when the omega or omegas find themselves in that position of beta, they're not going to provide while betas don't necessarily provide effort, they provide a comfortable, no, not comfortable, they provide a pleasant, cooperative person who's glad to be there and glad to be told what to do. The omega will likely be an unpleasant, uncooperative person who's going to make it their job to strike a quest to correct the leadership of the alpha. That's a key omega behavior. That person did this thing to me, and now I get to punish them. I get to complain about it for years. Okay. One last aspect of this is that I've described two very bad situations, but I'm going to describe one additional situation. Because our society is wired toward a TCS model, that is the alpha leader, beta followers, occasionally you can have a very strange situation where a sigma ends up in an alpha position and a group of omegas can end up in the beta position. And this will lead to unbelievable hostility because the sigma, resenting being treated like an alpha, is going to say, hey guys, I don't feel appreciated And betas can appreciate you. They can say, oh man, I'm glad you do so much for me. That's a standard beta behavior. If you do that to omegas, hey guys, I don't feel like you appreciate me, the response can be like starting a small war, you know. Wait a minute, you're complaining to me or us about, hey, we get to do the complaining around here. You're not allowed to have feelings because the only feelings that matter are omega feelings, right? So that's a very, very difficult situation that is, anyway, I've experienced it once and it was terrifying. I couldn't figure out when the world was going on. I may have experienced it twice now that I think about it. But anyway, exhortation to sigmas. If you are unhappy in your social situations, your clubs, your bands, your projects, maybe you are being put in a overworked alpha social position. And maybe what you really want is a group of proactive and engaged sigmas with which to spend your recreational time. Okay, if you've enjoyed this piece of psychometric information, please like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, pray more, complain less.